Well, it's been more than 2 years since Harry and Meg stood down as senior royals, but it looks like they're finally mending ties with the fam.
Yeah, the pair have been invited to join in celebrations for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. It'll be the first public appearance with senior royals since 2020. Sunrise Royal editor Rob Jobson is in London. Good morning, Jobbo. Well, Prince Harry's relationship with his family has been strained. We know that, especially since that Oprah interview. Is this the invitation to join the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, a sign that it's all forgotten, it's all in the past?
I think there'll be a bit of a wait and see on that because the reality is he's got to try and sort of build bridges here, and the fact that he's given a TV interview, which we're going to come up shortly, doesn't help the situation. They like to keep things quiet in the royal family, and it seems that Harry doesn't. We'll have to wait and see, I think.
Yeah, now the palace is bracing for that new interview that Harry's done with this talk show, opening up about his surprise visit with the Queen. Let's have a look.
How did it feel being back? Being with her?
Being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, protected and got the right people around.
Well, gee, Jobbo, he loves doing an interview, doesn't he? What's the palace thinking about this?
Well, I don't know what the palace is thinking, but the answer there is with her. Remember he saw his father and Camilla first, didn't he? So, I think that we're going to have to there may be more to come from that. The reality is he's been quite tense with his dad for the last couple of years anyway, and he didn't see William either. So with the Queen, yeah, okay, grandson and grandmother, the relationship's okay, but Prince Charles, it seems to be a different matter, doesn't it?
It was a fleeting visit, wasn't it? With the Queen cutting back on commitments, can we expect to see Her Majesty during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations? Could we not?
Well, there's been a bit of a change in the way they're doing things at the palace now, where they used to announce them and then say, oh, she can't come and Prince Charles is stepping in. We're now assuming that Prince Charles is stepping in, and if she can come, they'll announce it on the day, which I think is the most sensible thing to do. For her Platinum Jubilee, I don't think we're going to see an awful lot of her. I think we'll see her at the Trip in the Colour on the balcony with the rest of the family. That's where Meghan and Harry may well be. I think we'll see her at the service of Thanksgiving for her reign, but will she be at the Derby and all the other events? Very unlikely, I think. She's gone back to Wood Farm in Norfolk in Sandringham, where Prince Philip used to live in the latter part of his life, for a week, to celebrate her 96th birthday, just in quiet up there. It's quite a modest farmhouse right by the sea, and that's where she's going to be spending a time of reflection. So it's difficult for the Queen at the moment. I think that she's lost a lot of friends, she's lost a husband, and yeah, she's got a family, but they seem to be still squabbling.
Yes, speaking of which, we've seen Meghan front and centre this week, putting on a pretty impressive show at the Invictus Games. How are Kate and Will's going with all the attention on Megs and Hazza?
Well, they were away skiing for most of that time with the family after that trip to the Caribbean. But they did lead the rest of the royal family Easter service. We saw that. They were the main lead there. There was no Charles and Camilla or the Queen, and it was mainly the younger royals at Windsor for that. It's difficult, isn't it? The Invictus Games is such a good thing. I mean, it gives such inspiration to so many of the guys and girls in the armed forces that have been impacted by their service, and gives them that inspiration to try and reach another level. And you can't really criticise it. So I think it's been a great success for Harry. He's been followed around by his Netflix crew. He's been given lots of interviews, and has certainly pumped up his profile, which is helped by the fact that he also went to see the Queen and Prince Charles, which was big news in the newspapers too. So it's been good for him, I think.
Exactly. Can't wait to see that Netflix program.